Hi, my name is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and your number one source for real estate advice online. In this video, we're going to be talking about not real estate for one thing. This is going to be a video about how to have a great radio show and how to have a great YouTube channel and YouTube videos. The reason this video came about is because, as you all know, I work locally at a community radio station. And by the way, we were just voted the very best here in Savannah, the very best local radio station in Savannah for community radio, and voted by our listeners. So if you ever have a chance to listen in, we are streaming online 24/7. It's wruu.org. Doing some advertisement here from my radio station. I'm a volunteer there, so is everybody else that works there. And my radio show is on Wednesdays at noon. It's called Real Estate Real Talk. I love doing the show. I'm passionate about it. My shows are also recorded, so you can listen to them on this YouTube channel. I post them as I edit them. It takes me a while. And also they are posted on the wruu.org website. You can go to archives there Wednesdays at noon. You'll see my face, and you can scroll down to some of the old shows that are published there. But working at the radio station, the cool thing is everybody is a volunteer, obviously, and I'm very much the amateur volunteer because I've only been doing it for a year and a half. But some of the people that work at the radio station have been in the broadcasting business for a long time. And they have professionally worked in the radio broadcasting business and have actually had paid jobs doing it. And they have a lot of experience. So one of my colleagues offered any of us a training session recently on how to improve our shows. And of course, I needed to know how to improve my show because I always want to get better with what I do, be it radio broadcasting, be it investing in real estate, being a single mom of two, or just being a better person. I'm always trying to improve. So I was able to meet with my colleague, and he gave me some excellent advice. And this video is about some of the tips that he gave me. It's kind of a way to chronicle a little bit of what I've learned. I do actually listen to and watch my own videos at a later point in time just to reinforce what I've learned. Because as you know, if you learn things, it sometimes goes in one ear and out the other, and then you're like, okay, I knew that one time, but this is a really good way for me to capture the information and also share it with you guys in case you could ever use it for the future. In case you want to be a YouTuber, it applies to that. In case you are a radio host or inspiring to be one, or if you wanted to do some sort of documentary and document your life or something anyways, or become a celebrity on YouTube, something like that. So I'm going to read a little bit from my notes here that I made from this session. I tried to keep this video short, under 20 minutes, we'll see, and if not, it'll spill over to another. But basically what he told me is that when you do a show on the radio, this is specifically to radio, but I think at some point it also applies to YouTube, you need to make sure that each one of your shows has a focus. And you kind of also need to break it up a little bit because it's really hard to listen to somebody talk for about an hour straight without any kind of breaks. What I have done in the past, I've discussed chapters in my ebooks. I've also discussed chapters in other books that I'm reading related to real estate. He thought that was really good. If you're on the radio, obviously, most people don't listen to the whole show if it's a 1-hour show. Most people that listen to the radio in the car when they're driving somewhere, and most car rides anyways are 15 to 20 minutes. So for YouTube videos as well as radio shows, even if you are on the radio and you have a longer sort of a show, kind of break it up into 15 to 20 minute pieces or segments, as I call them on my radio, and remind your listeners what they're listening to every 15 to 20 minutes. So if somebody just gets in the car, they don't have to listen for 20 minutes not even knowing what they're listening to. Kind of break that up. On the radio, of course, since we are actually broadcast live here in Savannah and we have an FCC license, there's actually rules that we have to do station ID at the top and bottom of the hour. Some of us do it more often. He recommended I'll do it between each segment. So each time a specific topic is discussed, you give the station ID and you tell the listener who they're listening to and what the name of the show is. So I would do something like this. You are listening to Julia M. Spencer's YouTube channel. And in this channel, we talk about anything and everything related to real estate investing. Although this video right here is about how to broadcast radio. Oh, and another thing that you probably should add too is in today's show we're talking about. So in today's show we're talking about how to do a show. Now, I told him that a lot of times when I'm actually on the radio, I get really nervous. It happens right here on YouTube too, but on YouTube I get to edit my videos and the stuff gets cut out that doesn't need to be there. But I do get sidetracked and I have to remind myself and the listener of what the show is about. So the good way to do that is when you get sidetracked and you're going off into a tangent, you basically bring yourself back by saying, why is that important? And then you go into why that is important and apply it back to your topic for the day. So I might say something right now like, why is it important that I make this video about how to broadcast on radio? Because it might apply to you in case you're looking into getting to your own YouTube channel and broadcast and record some of the knowledge that you have related to real estate investing. Another thing that he mentioned is a really big thing for YouTubers as well as for, of course, broadcasting radio is when you do come to the station to do a show, you have to really get into it. I mean, nobody wants to listen to a YouTube channel where somebody just sits around and goes, okay, I really don't want to be here. I guess I'll just click some buttons and I'll read from my notes and I just don't know what I'm doing here today. But, you know, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that on the radio. Nobody wants to hear that right here at the YouTube channel. Get into it, you know, this is your life. Get excited about it. I am so excited about real estate every day. Even though some days I just hate it, but I'm still excited about it. And I'm just learning every day something new. And so I'm excited about the knowledge that I get to experience anyways and share with you all. And I'm really glad that you guys are all here. And I think it comes through in my voice, in the way, the manner that I speak. A lot of people said I'm very genuine, I guess, and that's very much true. And I get pissed off a lot too about stuff, so don't mind my words here. I couldn't say that word, by the way, on the radio, so we're on YouTube, I can say that word. No dirty words on the radio, of course. That's another big rule. We have 7 dirty words we cannot say on the radio station. Some people have some problems with that. I've caught myself a few times. We have some very strict rules, so we try not to get vulgar in our word choices. So let's see. Let's go on to my list here with other things he recommended. If I have guests on the show and the guests are hesitant or apprehensive about being interviewed on the show, it's always great to have a pre-interview with them, and that's where you'll talk with your guest about 10 to 15 minutes about what you're going to be talking about, tell them about some of the questions you're going to be asking them, let them have a chance to think through those questions and give you kind of like mock answers. That makes the actual interview, especially if it's a live show, very much easier. And I found that to be true. A lot of times I don't have a chance to talk to somebody for a pre-interview, but what I usually do is I send them an email with the questions that I could think of. A lot of times once you get through the first 3 or 4 questions, more discussion will then trigger more questions, and then the conversation will just be much more free flow and much more easy. So if you listen to some of my interviews, you'll see that. In fact, if you go to a YouTube video I made with Mr. Kevin Milton, he is the Code Compliance Officer at the City of Savannah here. Being a real estate investor of tax sale foreclosure properties, I've had a lot of issues with code compliance officers writing me up for not maintaining my properties because a lot of times I don't have access to them. And so I finally got the head of the Beehive into my radio station to talk to him, and this was a live show. And I was very nervous. I was extremely nervous, and it didn't come across that way. It actually came across like I was really excited to hear what he wanted to say, even though I was very much on the edge. So if you hear that interview, you can actually listen to it on YouTube here. You'll see what I mean. And but it's very good to basically have. And again, I got sidetracked. See, so why is that important? It's important because you want to make sure that you have given them some questions beforehand, and that's exactly what I did with Kevin. I did send him an email with the questions I was going to ask him, and he had the chance to read them and kind of think about in his mind what he was going to answer. So that made the conversation very easy, very free flow. There was no dead space, and came across as a very good interview. Another thing that you'll find out when you do a pre-interview with a guest is you'll find out about their personality and whether or not they speak slow or fast, and that's going to help you adjust how many questions you can ask them. Try to keep the topics to about 15-minute topics. Nevertheless, even if it's a long interview like an hour interview, try to split it up into segments of 15 minutes, because 15 to 20 minutes is approximately the attention span that somebody has to listen to one specific topic. Humor is a great thing to put into YouTube, is a great thing to put in radio station or any other broadcast media. Try to find some joke in things, or kind of twist things. I try to do that whenever I can. I'm not as quick-witted as some people, but I try to put humor whenever I do a show. So that seems to be a good thing. That was a good recommendation. And for people not to fall asleep while they're listening to your YouTube video or to your radio show, try to modulate your voice, because you might change things around just by the way you speak. You know, you get my point. You know, don't speak in a monotone voice, because people will fall asleep and they will just go quietly into Sandman land. So I made my point there, I think. And then for the rest of the meeting, my colleague that was teaching me about how to make my show better, we kind of went into more topics. He kind of recommended to me I should make a show about how do people get into real estate, what schools, what licenses one may need, the upside and downside of real estate investing. I think my entire YouTube channel is about the upside and downside of real estate investing. So if you listen to any of my videos, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about and who should or shouldn't be in real estate investing. If you can think of any more topics that you want me to cover, and I actually have a running list of all the questions. I've had so many good questions, and these are topics that need a significant amount of research by me, which I haven't gotten to yet. But when you do send me topics or recommendations, suggestions, I do read them, I do make notes of them, and they will come up in future YouTube videos and shows. So just because I haven't gotten to them yet, don't hesitate to send me more or send me things. And that was pretty much it. He did also ask me to maybe interview some people that he would want to know on the show. These are local people to Savannah, so you probably don't know them. But that's a good starting point of how to make your show the best one ever. Be it a radio show, this is specifically geared towards radio show broadcasting, but also to YouTubing if you are an aspiring YouTuber, or if you are on YouTube. And this is, of course, information I've gotten from a professional who's done this work for many, many years professionally in a paid capacity. So whenever I have somebody that comes around as a mentor and tries to tell me stuff and it's free information, I grab it as fast as I can, because the more information, the more knowledge I have, the more training I have, the better I can do the things that I want to do. And this goes for everything. This goes for real estate as well. If you want to become a good real estate investor, find the people that are doing it right now. Find the people that are doing it right now well, and ask them to teach you, because that's exactly why I am here. I had a mentor for my YouTube channel and for creating my ebooks. I have a mentor for real estate investing. And now, thank goodness, I have colleagues at the radio station that are teaching me how to make my YouTube channel better and how to make my radio show better. So I hope this was informational. Don't know if it is directly related to real estate investing, but you know, I think everything helps in our lives to make ourselves better people in professional, business, and in personal things. And with that, I'll remain yours dearly. Have a great day investing. Make sure you subscribe. At the bottom of this video is my website, and I hope to see you investing very successfully soon. Have a great day.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.